Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back on this episode. It is me driving my 1357F Tier 7 French light tank. Bottom tier, but only a 2-tier battle in Lakeville. It's an encounter mode, and we spawned into the south. And I am going to do some spotting today. Let's talk a little bit about spotting. There are still some missions that require that, obviously. Some of the new missions will require some spotting once the new personal missions come out. So on Lakeville from the south spawn, one of the best bushes is this one right here. The only problem with this bush is everyone and their dog knows it's here, and you will sometimes take shots. I shoot into this quite often when I'm headed over there about where that T-32 is, but the T-32 is doing something very foolish, as is the T-34. They are cutting that much too close. So take a look at my spotting range. So anything at about Tier 7 and above Scout will have this spotting range, depending on what their setup is. So really you need to be back here by these buildings if you are going from the north spawn and attempting to get into the city. If you're cutting it close down by the river, the 34 is completely out to lunch. And the 32 might think he's safe, but with a good enough scout, he is not. The only way I'm going to spot these guys is I have to get up here in near these rocks, and unfortunately there's no bush there. Plus I can be spotted by this dude. However, back here in this bush, without myself poking out, this T-71DA cannot see me. The only way he will spot me here is to come around this corner, and he'll probably get wrecked. So let's watch as this goes. Couple lessons learned right there. Obviously, the T-32 is just getting wrecked. I actually scoot my tank a little bit because I've got the spotting I want. I thought my rear end might be poking out of that rock just a little bit. So I'm going to hold off on firing. There's an LTG. I'm glad I did not fire. The T-71 could have seen me, had one of his spotting points been around the rock. And that LTG definitely would have seen me down there. So that's why you don't shoot from this rock unless you're absolutely certain that there are no scouts like that guy right there. That dude would have definitely seen me if I fired, and I'm able to take him out. And we're already up to 3,159. And there are 3 tanks down right off the bat, just simply because I got into this bush. Good news is they're gone. Bad news is it does incentivize a lot of people to camp, and all of a sudden these dudes lose their ever-loving mind. I do not really understand what they're doing. They've both decided to push forward, and they're going to take on all these guys here, and I just kind of let them do that. I'm not even going to worry about it. Let them get killed and spotted. I know their LT, or their whatever that thing is I killed earlier, got killed. LTG is gone. And those two dudes are busy keeping their tanks on the road back a bit. So I go ahead and take advantage of that and drop some shots into the Panther 2. Only get about 89 out of it. Looks like 1 pinned. There goes our Scorpion. There goes our Stare WT. So both those bozos are gone. I don't understand what the plan was for those two. But they're dead. He's dead, Jim. Gone. The red shirts. Maybe they were red shirts. I didn't notice as they went by. Did they have a red shirt on? It's possible. Definitely possible. 101's getting spotted by someone. Not really sure who. Probably the E25 down there. One of the 2 E25s. Alright, I'm going to move forward. So, the next thing to talk about here is, alright, I've done my passive thing. I got into a good bush. Thank goodness their artillery and a couple of their players were dumb enough to let me sit in it. Because had I been a red guy and seen all those dudes getting hammered going across, I'd have started shooting into that bush pretty much immediately. And if I was artillery, I'd have laid around in there. Their artillery could be in the A1, A2 area and not have a shot, but if they were over on the east side and I was playing artillery, I would lay a shot in there. So I've done the passive thing, and the well is dry, all right? So this is the part of the game, the flexing part, the decision-making part, when you look at the game and go, all right, that worked out, initial position, but if I sit there any longer, it's a law of diminishing returns. The people who were dumb have driven out into the open and died, and now I need to do something else. And as I look at this, I say, T-71. He is down to a clippable hit point pool. So I am going to go after that guy. I want to clear him out, and then I can move forward on this road and start spotting guys a little bit further in, like I talked about a bit earlier. The danger here, obviously, is multiple TDs being able to shoot me right there. So I need to get rid of the T-71 as soon as possible. I also know that there are 2 rock outcroppings up here I can use for cover. So here we go. I have my gold set up. He takes a hit, and that's very helpful. I don't even have to shoot. So I'm going to dive in here, and boom, I take a hit. I sort of expected that. I'm glad it wasn't the JP2. And now we've got a Panther kind of hanging out right there. And I'm going to sit behind this rock. Other dangers of this rock right here are obviously artillery. And I'll just pop out here and start taking shots on this guy. There's no one close enough. I'm getting shots in. I was surprised he didn't just shoot at this area. That's what I would have done. I would have just taken... There he goes. He finally gets smart and decides to go after me, and down he goes. So that was a good use of the gold rounds. I'll switch back over to the regular AP. Just seeing if I can spot some things. And there we go. There's a TD sitting there. Can't quite see him. Maybe I can get a piece of him here. He backs up. Yeah, that's not really going to do much, is it? So we'll just stop doing that. Kind of wasted that shot. Down goes the Panther, and I turn around and go, oh, there's an RHM following up. Good. So I've got some firepower with me. There we go. There's a target I can pin. Find him. I was really hoping to put a track on him. Looks like I did. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more on this. A couple shots in there. There he goes. So we got him done. And I need to force a reload. There we go. So back to reloading the clip. And now I've got a bunch of TDs to dig out. So what I want to do here is get a little bit more spotting if I can. That was very helpful as the 1375 dives off and kills himself into the water. I'm not going to be either seen by him or proxy lit by him. So we'll just shoot in there and we'll take that guy down. That's one RD I don't have to worry about. I'll come over here and see if I can get some sneaky shots on somebody over here. No, oh, there we go. Panther's making a run. Oh, that's a rock. Not going to work. Zoom in a little more. There's a shot into him. He's backing up, and he's about to die. I missed that the other JP2, or the JP, was moving, so I sort of missed that. But I see the 101. We're getting him beat up. Come over here. Oop, almost crash. Take him down, and move on to the artillery. Boom, boom. Out of ammo. Dadgummit. Okay, Mr. Scorpion is looking at me. He wants a piece of me. I'll cover up on that rock. Make him have to move. Uh-oh. No, he's worried about the Type 59. I might zoom in just enough to get a shot. Oh, I missed him. There we go. And the fire got him. And unfortunately, I hit Mountain Man. Oh, that was Mountain Man. That's actually pretty good. If that's the same Mountain Man I'm thinking, that's a pretty good player. Although I'm not sure it's spelled the right way. 3,934 spotting. 1,240 on the damage with 4 kills. Good example of an initial passive scouting on Lakeville and then a follow-up push down the middle road carefully, helping to gobble them up. There are a lot of dangers. That maneuver, that tactic right there, or that lane, if you will, is fraught with danger. I've talked about several of the issues. Blasting into that bush is probably a good idea if you've got a lot of ammo and you're on the north spawn, just to kind of keep them honest. Just the other day, I laid 2 shots into a T-49 right there, and he was probably pretty salty from that. So you can ruin a scout's day by doing that kind of thing. But still, if you are going to do it right, and there are some good tactics right there for you. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support of the channel. Keep it coming, and we will see you.